make a wedge adjustment in the car. The most difficult thing that they are facing here is the sensitivity of the car to the weather, because you can't tell. Are you going to get clouds? You're going to get sun? What are you going to get? They just did that one round and Gordon's gone.
Two of the Childress cars, Kevin Harvick and Robbie Gordon, are in.
And, you know, we make a big deal, seems like, every week about, oh, Jeff had won in 22 races. Seems to be bothering everybody but him. But what he's watching is how he's slowly climbing up that point ladder.
Bill Elliott in the 9 car, they are on pit road this time, and the motor is running, so he knew how far he could run. Matt Yoakum.
Well, Larry Mack on their first stop, they actually planned to go to lap 47, but the car caught as they came around to complete lap 46. So they were a little bit shy of their expectations. They're going to make a chassis adjustment on this stop. Remember, on their first stop, his car was a little bit loose on entry and loose off, but he didn't make any adjustments on the 9 car. A little bit of trouble on the left rear. Did burner.
Well, fan favorite Dale Earnhardt Jr. is on pit road. They've got their hands full with this on lap 76. He called to the crew and said there is simply no grip all the way around. They're going to try to put some bite in this car. Both track bar and wedge are being adjusted to try and hook it up a little bit. Slow on the left rear. That'll cost it.
Steve Park, Kenny Schrader, Tony Stewart, Mike Skinner in. Terry Labonte coasted in.
Yeah, he was out of fuel. He came and coasted around the third, fourth turn down there. Boy, Dale Jr. had a terrible pit stop. Left rear guy was having a tough time getting the tire in.
Bobby Labonte in. Here's his teammate Tony Stewart getting 4 tires. Jeffrey Bodine comes in as well. And caution is out. John Andretti has hit the wall, and that brings out the caution right in the midst of green flag pit stops.
I mean, we had so many cars that was so far behind the leader. All those that made green flag stops, they're definitely going to be a lap down.
Here comes Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson's trying to get around our leader. I think he's going to make it. Yes, he did.
To stay on the lead lap.
To get back on the lead lap. Yeah. Boy, that's the worst time in the world to have a caution flag.
And Jimmy Johnson's 11th, so right now with that caution burning right in the middle of these green flag stops, we have 11 cars on the lead lap.
There is the reason for the caution. As John Andretti got up and into the wall.
Well, he got up there. But technically got some a little bit of right side damage.
Now, Darrell, the real problem, what we have to remember, other than Jimmy Johnson, those other 10 cars, they're sitting out there almost out of fuel. In fact, Jeff Burton just came to pit road in the 99 to get a shot of fuel because these guys were needing to pit.
Yep.
And what you have to be careful is get down off that banking, because remember, the fuel pickup is in the right rear and the fuel's going to run away from the pickup. You'll be running fine on the green, run out on the caution.
Yeah, this caution couldn't have come at a worse time. I mean, it just,
for half of those drivers,
it just turns everything upside down.
And Larry, you'll come in with the picture closed and take that penalty.
Well, look at Dale Jarrett. He's trying to stay as low on the racetrack as he can because he was getting ready to come to pit road.
Yeah, Dale Jr., if he hadn't had that bad pit stop, he lost a lot of time to pit. He would be ahead of Jarrett, but because of the slow stop, he's behind.
Pit road will be open this time.
And that's a good thing for these guys, trust me.
Now, you're going to have a lot of good cars up at the front of the field right now that when they restart this thing, the leader's probably going to be back in traffic pretty far.
11 cars are now on the lead lap. That includes Jimmy Johnson, and I wonder, will he pit again?
Here you see the Fox tracks. That lets you see where the leaders coming down pit road will peel off to their pits.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson will. He'll come down. He'll top up, if nothing else.
Matt?
And Dale Jarrett pulls in for a second scheduled stop. Jeff Knight indexes the right rear tire. Dale Jarrett says his car is nearly perfect. They're not going to make any adjustments on the 88. Meanwhile, the 97 car, just like on the first run, started out loose and it's gone tight today.
Well, Ryan Lewin got lucky on that one. He was just about to come in for his pit stop when the caution wave. They've taken a round of wedge out of the right rear, and a nice pit stop for Ryan Newman's guys.
Well, the cycling of pit stops will hurt. Sterling Marlin, Johnny Benson, Jeff Gordon, they're all a lap down. So is Ricky Craven, Hut Strickland, and Bill Elliott.
And I tell you what, if we run enough caution laps here, Darrell, I'm going to probably bring you in and top you off because we're almost to that point where we can make this race on one more stop.
And just think, if these guys could have run a couple more laps, they wouldn't be a lap down. Fuel mileage.
Bobby Labonte, the Burton brothers, Tony Stewart, John Andretti, they're all a lap down. Here's John Andretti, brushing the wall to bring out the first caution of the day. 98 laps, 2 laps to halfway.
Welcome back to the Sirius Satellite Radio 400. Today's halfway recap brought to you by Coors Light as we have gone through 100 laps, and the pole sitter Dale Jarrett, who won last week, trying to win back-to-back races. He has led the most laps thus far. We are under our first caution, and Dale Jarrett, father of 4 on Father's Day. Of course, his first ever Winston Cup victory came here at Michigan. From the Hollywood Hotel, along with Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers, nice to have you with us. And we are on the fastest race, or at least the average speed, just over 170 miles per hour, on pace for that. So far, Talladega at 159 miles per hour, the fastest so far. But this caution really almost makes this a second race and cuts about half the field out.
It really does. It's put everything kind of like in a different type of mode here. We've got guys that are going to be on the tail end of the lead lap trying to stay in front of the leader. So it's going to really get interesting here as we go to the second half of the race. As they say, Larry McReynolds has already brought it out. For a lot of these teams, if they can come down and top off, they would only have to make one more stop if it goes green. So it's going to get kind of dicey here in the next few laps.
All right, does that make a guy like Dale Jarrett, who it seems like has found his groove with his team, tough to beat at this point, even though we still have 100 laps?
Well, it really does, but he's got to be careful going back through some of this lap traffic, and guys, he's got to race.
All right, John Andretti scraping the wall. We're under caution. They're getting ready to restart here, and we'll be right back at the Michigan International Speedway on Fox.
Our Winston Cup Series on Fox, presented by Circuit City, is brought to you by Cold Bold Captain Morgan Gold, the refreshing new premium malt beverage. What do you say? Got a little captain in you? By Fram, who reminds you that there's no better feeling than that of a job well done. By Pepto-Bismol, first aid for stomachs, use as directed. And by new Lotrimin Ultra, the only once-a-day cure for athlete's foot.
When the caution came out for John Andretti into the wall, 11 cars were on the lead lap, but 4 more on the tail end of the lead lap in front of our leader. Jeff Gordon, Bill Elliott, Ward Burton, and Tony Stewart are in front of Dale Jarrett. You see Jarrett on Fox tracks as we get set for the restart.
Bringing it down to about 65 miles an hour. Need to note that Mark Martin, one of our cars on the lead lap, came in and topped off with 98 laps to go.
Well, now's when we need a really quick caution for debris, because that tells everybody back up.
Green flag. Let's crank it up for you on this restart. Four cars on the tail end of the lead lap in front of Dale Jarrett. Darrell, how hard do you want to race those 4 guys right now that are trying desperately to stay on the lead lap?
You don't race cars that can't beat you. And right now, that's what he's doing. He's not worried about those guys. Let them get back on the lead lap, then I'll worry about them. But right now, I ain't worried about them.
Let's get a pit stop up Dick Berggren.
Well, Ryan Newman's got a couple of problems going, Mike. They think there's a possibility that some of the sheet metal on the right-hand side of the car may be coming loose. And this, a little bit of a wheel weight that they found on pit road after that pit stop. Now, Ryan hasn't said anything about a vibration, which would be the case if this wheel weight came off one of the tires that's on the car. But he's been a little bit busy out there. He's in very heavy traffic. To Steve Burns.
Well, Dick, was Slugger Labby Crucic on the 15 car. Slugger, we heard Michael say on the radio that the car was a little bit tight. How did you adjust it on that stop?
Right now we're doing pretty good. After the first run, we were real tight. We made some adjustments, and we got it really good. So we just pitted that time. We got 4 tires and made no adjustments. Napa Chevrolet's running real good. We got a little bit behind on track position because we stayed out trying to do the fuel mileage thing. And now we got the track position and see if we can't hang with them.
Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Well, Steve Burns, Kurt Busch is totally having a reversal of fortunes in his first 2 starts here at MIS. He finished 43rd in both starts. Today, currently running in the 2nd position. His first 2 runs have mirrored each other. First time on lap 47, he started out loose and went tight. His last stop on lap 98, started out loose and went tight. But those extra 4 laps that he went on his 2nd run evidently really saved him, because he would have been caught possibly with that caution, would have lost a lap. They made a chassis adjustment and air pressure adjustment on this run, seeing they helped that race car. To Steve Burns.
Matt Kenseth having a good run. On the last stop, the car was loose, but the track tightened up. On this most recent stop, they took a ½ pound out of the right rear tire on that 17 car.
Next, Steve Kenseth is right now 6th behind Jimmy Johnson.
And like we see most every week, Larry, these guys get back in traffic, and they have a hard time making the passes. They pick up that arrow push that they complain about, and it's really, really bad at this racetrack in traffic.
And if your car is tight, the handling characteristic, the chassis starts getting tight, it's just magnified. And remember, this is the first time these cars have been bunched up since the beginning of the race. First caution.
The best battle on the racetrack has been among 3 drivers at the front of the pack, trying to stay on the lead lap. Gordon has Earnhardt Jr. right on the outside, and Benson underneath.
Whoa, look at Dale Jr. He was
all clear.
twitching off of that corner.
Now, what we have to remember, Jeff Gordon and Johnny Benson and the team, they're fighting to stay on the lead lap, but Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's just trying to stay 1 lap down from that bad pit stop. Jeff Hammond.
Larry, one of the things I was noticing on the first couple laps after going back green, those 3 guys that lined up and were using the draft to try to pull away from the rest of the field. Now everybody's gotten real impatient and went back to racing, and kind of all of a sudden brought everybody back into the scene. These guys need to settle back down if they want to stay on the lead lap. They need to work together to try to stay in front of the leader, Dale Jarrett.
Add to that group Ward Burton and Bill Elliott. They are also on the tail end of the lead lap. In fact, Burton is right in front of race leader Dale Jarrett. For more on Jarrett, here's Matt.
Well, Mike, you were documenting the race back to the caution, and you saw Jimmy Johnson get his lap back. It was not a major favor from Dale Jarrett. What it really turned out to be was some miscommunication. His spotter, David Green, was letting him know that the 48 was making a move to get his lap back. The radio cut out. DJ thought that David said the 28, so he was trying to help out his teammate, Ricky Rudd. In essence, he helped out the 48.
Ooh. Yeah, he did, because I saw Dale Jarrett pull down and give Jimmy Johnson the run to the line, which got him back on the lead lap. But might not have been a good thing.
Speaking of runs, Kurt Busch in that 97 car, while Dale Jarrett's been back here fooling with Kevin Harvick in the 29, Ward Burton in the 22. Kurt Busch has caught Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, Dale Jarrett's kind of going to have to go now. Now he's got to go, because those people could beat him.
Gordon got it side by side again, this time with Bill Elliott. Again, they are fighting to stay on the lead lap up in front of Dale Jarrett.
I'll tell you, that 77 car has been slowly. I've watched him on the monitor, Larry. He's been slowly moving himself up. He's in the top 10 now and having another great run.
Here we got a battle for the lead now. That's Kurt Busch in the 97. But Kevin Harvick, who's actually on the verge of going 2 laps down right here because he had already pitted, held up Kurt Busch. In the meanwhile, Ryan Newman gets up there. This is a battle for second.
Now, one thing Dale Jarrett doesn't want to have to do is race with 2 young guns like that are going to be very impatient, and they don't care whether he's just watching that race in front of him or not. They're going to be going on.
You know your mark.
Jarrett's about to get some help. Here comes his Yates Racing team.